for jumping on Team Fireball. Thank you for jumping on, for listening to the replay, and for being here with us tonight. We love these calls. It's where we all come together, share our nuggets, share what we've learned, and just that sense of community that you need to be able to do this business. It's really hard to do by yourself, and I appreciate you guys so much. You are my inspiration on the daily and the reason why I see the bigger picture. So that's why these calls are so important. And I just wanted to make sure that I'll be able to share my screen. Jenny, do I have the ability to do that? All right, awesome. While Jenny's working on that, I'll just introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. My name is Alice Beretta. I'm an equine veterinarian, wife, and mom of 2 boys. And I love my life, but it is a juggle, a juggle and a half. I'm on call 24/7 because I own my own practice. And I do try really hard to, be present for my boys and take them to school, pick them up from school, take them to their, after school activities. And somewhere in there, LifeVantage came into the picture. And I tell you what, when it came to me, it was really the science that excited me, the potential for something to give me control of my health, but also to help my patients. And that part was amazing in itself. But the more I do this and the more I share this business and the more I learn about the industry, I've fallen in love with the people, what they have brought to my life, the personal growth that has come with doing this, day in and day out, through the easy and the hard and all of that good stuff. But I also have gained a certain perspective. And I don't know if it's just getting older and getting wiser, but I do know that every conference, every convention, every elite academy, every training, I have taken little bits and pieces, little bits of wisdom that have sunken in, and it takes time. And then slowly but surely you wake up each and every day with a new perspective on what is important to you. What is your why? Why are you here? Why are you doing this? Why are you putting one more thing on your plate and spinning one more plate? And it all kind of, this last couple weeks, this year for sure, it's all kind of become a little more clear for me. And I was trying to decide what I wanted to talk about tonight. And I just kept thinking about time and timing and how it is everything. And so I have a little PowerPoint for you guys. And before I get started, let me see. Might have to, do you guys see it? Let me go back to the top one. And there you go. All right, can everybody see it? Okay, good. Thank you so much. So first of all, I wanted to remind everybody to save the date. Orlando Elite Academy is coming so soon. I cannot believe how fast time is flying. I know we have to get through Christmas, but if you just want to go ahead and mark that date in your calendar, and if you need a flight to get there, go ahead and book your flights before they get too expensive. And, now's the time to kind of look at hotel rooms. I know that Christy was looking today because she's so smart and she's always got it together. So, but just mark your calendars for Orlando. And you know what? I did not double check those dates. I kind of made those up. I don't even know if they're right. Christy, if I'm wrong, will you, or Jenny, one of you, feel free to put in the chat whether or not those are correct. So Elite Academy, definitely be there. It is an incredible, just an incredible time being together, learning together. And if it wasn't for those events, I definitely would not still be here. I know that for a fact. So those make all the difference. So also wanted to congratulate everyone that had new enrollments, customers for this last week. We always like to congratulate everyone because we're doing the do, you know. If you've got new customers, it means you're sharing the information, you're doing the work. It may be a little, it may be a lot. Sometimes we do a lot of work and we have no new enrollments. Sometimes we do a little and we have, you know, a few. But just the fact that our names are popping up, you know, week after week, it means that we are out there sharing this information, which is what it is all about. So congratulations, Sunshine, Rachel, Evelyn, Jenny, and me. Jenny, I saw you had a customer in South Carolina, which I thought was really awesome. Yeah, you don't even know, do you? So that's exciting, but yeah, it's cool how this is global and you never know where your customers are going to be. You know, they might be your next door neighbor, or they may be a friend of a friend who, you know, is in another state or another country. And my advice that I always try to remember, that people tell us over and over, is think bigger sooner. All right, so here's the serious part, you guys. Time isn't the main thing, it's the only thing. And I think this quote is so important because if we don't have time, we really don't have anything. And I think what's very important to remember is that it's our time. It is our time. It's our time to give. It is our time to fill with what we want to fill it with. And we should never forget that. So people often say, you know, I don't have time, or I wish I had more time, or I'll do it when I have more time, or how do I make more time? Like, how does this person get all this stuff done? And then I'm over here and I, you know, scramble all day long and don't, you know, accomplish what it is I want to accomplish. So the big like truth bomb is that we all have 24 hours per day. It's an even slate. We all have the same amount of time. It's just we're choosing what to do with it. So how we use our time is up to us. So it's all about that time management and our focus. What are we focusing on? And I think it's very important to keep reminding ourselves that time is the most valuable thing. Don't waste it. Don't give it away. You know, think of it as being worth, you know, gold. Don't just waste it on things that don't align with your values, with where you want to end up in life, you know, your goals, your passions. So time management is crucial. It's essential, but it is so hard. And trying to not multitask is one of the hardest things for me because I always want to do a million things at one time and I get distracted and I actually don't finish anything. I just, you know, I do the small, easy, quick, like one step things. But it's really hard for me to get the things that I need to sit down and concentrate. That's a little bit harder. So here are some time hacks and some really important things to keep in mind when it comes to time and actually being productive. Number one is going to be to keep it simple. So simple that it is easy, because those little one-step things are the things that we get done, right? In the nooks and crannies while you're sitting in the bathroom, while you're, you know, sitting in carpool line, or while you're waiting for somebody to catch a horse. Or okay, maybe not everybody, but that's when I do stuff. If people can't catch their horse, I used to try to help them, but the horses don't like the vet. I'm just in there, you know, making things harder. So I just end up kind of like doing some LifeVantage work or some quick stuff, answering some messages while I'm waiting for them to catch their horse. But by keeping it simple, you're more likely to get it done. So you need a simple system, right? Your ITT. Your system is to share your story, connect with people, you know, connect your people, share your story, invite to the information, invite to a tool, invite to your team, someone on your team. So if you keep it super simple, it's a one-step thing. Like, I'm going to invite someone today to a tool. It's just a one, you know, send them a link. There are ways that you can stay more organized to make it even easier for you so you can get it done, like that 5-second rule. As soon as somebody pops up in your head or you think about sharing with someone, The way to make it really efficient is use the Activating You page. Our Facebook page, you can just go to the search bar and just search for something that you think they would relate to. Add them to the page, tag them in it, and then you can follow up later that evening or the next day. And the page kind of follows up for you every time you're commenting or, interacting in that page. You come back up, you're back on their mind. They see you again. They see you interacting, and that link that you may have shared, somebody else may comment on it later, and then they'll be reminded again. So, keep things very easy and simple. I love using Activating You. I also make like a very important photos folder in my phone. So anytime you have something really important that you might need right away and you don't want to have to look for it, put it in your photos and put it in that VIP folder, whether it's like your kid's shoe size and you're out shopping and you can't remember what their shoe size is, or it's your insurance card that you might need when you go to the doctor and you might not have it in your wallet, or whatever it is in that VIP folder. You can make a LifeVantage one and then a regular life one, but keep things in there. Or you can save links in your notes, so that when you're looking for it, it's right there. It's in your hand, in your phone, and you can get it done. Because I don't know about you guys, but if I can't get it done quickly, then it might not get done. If it's a 2-step process, it's a lot harder than if it's a 1-step process. So the other hack is to automate everything. That's where I feel like Activating You kind of helps, because it's automatically following up with people for you, and it makes it a little easier to have everything in one place. Just kind of like your bill pay when you're paying your bills. You want things to be quick and easy and out of your hands, almost, where you can initiate the process and then it kind of happens without you. So you take the time up front to get it set up, to get it done, but then it works for you continuously. Same thing for the app. It may take some time to learn how to use the app, how to navigate the app, but once you figured it out, you can be super efficient, with following up with your contacts and your customers. And it lets you know when your customers, need their credit cards updated, or if you want to, share the business with them or share videos or, different links, everything's all in one place. The number 2 really important thing to do is plan for productivity. If you don't plan for it and you just get up and you scramble and you're throwing kids' lunches together and you run out the door, you're probably not going to get anything else done that day. You're only going to do that stuff that is like crisis stuff, not the extra stuff that you'd like to get done. So number 1 is write it down. So keep a little notebook by your bed at night. And if there's something that you want to get done tomorrow that's been on your mind and you just want to get it done, write it down. Or put it in your phone, put it in your calendar, talk to Siri, tell Siri what you need to do, tell her to set timers, so you can block your time and set little deadlines for yourself and set reminders, so that if you can't do it right then you'll get a reminder later on. I also have this little dry erase board in my car because I spend a lot more time in my car than anywhere else. And when I think of something that I need to do that the problem is we think about things we need to do, but then when we actually have time, we forget what it is we wanted to do. So it's that gap, so if you can't do it immediately, then write it down and it will be more likely to get done. So I have a little dry erase marker in my car, and anytime whenever I arrive to whatever my destination is, people's driveways, I'll just stop and write down whatever it is I thought of. Or if I'm in carpool line or stop for lunch, or, and so that way I'm looking at it all day long. It's in my face going, hey, over here, do this thing. So plan for your productivity. One of the big things to remember is think about it before you walk out the door. Once you walked out the door, you're at the mercy of what life throws at you. But if there was something that you wanted to mail, make sure you have it when you walk out the door. If you, wanted to mail out some Axio samples, or you wanted to have them in your car to drop off somewhere, or what, make sure that you take it with you. Make sure when you walk out the door that you have everything that you need so that you can get done what you want to get done. If not, it gets pushed back to the next day and the next day and the next day. I only say that because I've been there. And the other thing is time block. We need deadlines. Most of us need, like, I have to get it done by this time, otherwise it gets pushed back, especially if it's in that category of things that can't be done in one step, that take a little bit of time and planning. So set yourself deadlines, put a reminder in your phone that says, okay, I have 30 minutes to do this. Those power 30s on Mondays are great because you sit down and you intentionally work for 30 minutes. And 30 minutes is not very long. We all have 30 minutes a day to devote to this, to build something that is gigantic, that will change our lives. So take advantage of those power 30s so you can do it with other people, and then continue, do them on your own. Set that 30 minutes to where you can really devote that time to your business, and you're not just kind of scrolling and getting distracted. The other thing, sorry, I couldn't see the bottom of the screen, but the other thing that I would recommend is any of your calls that you want to show up for, put them in your calendar and put the Zoom call in the address section. So when you're looking at your calendar, whatever's in if you have an iPhone or whatever's in your calendar, you're going to see your appointments, and it's in there, it's in the books, and all you have to do is click on it. So that's a great way to remember and not, forget to jump on the calls and the trainings. One of the things that really hit me hard was this quote that was just a great reminder for me, because sometimes I'm like, oh, it's not just that I don't have time, I don't have the energy. And I heard this quote that really sunk in, is that you often feel tired, not because you've done too much, but because you've done too little of what sparks a light in your life. And I feel like that happens to a lot of people. We are so bombarded with our to-do list and all these little things that have to be done that really aren't important. They're not significant. They're just little tiny details that honestly are not going to make a difference in our lives. But because we feel overwhelmed by all of those things, we don't do the things that really matter. And so it's so important to take the time to spend with family, to go on a hike, to do whatever it is that revitalizes you, that like wakes your heart up again. And I feel like that's one of the things that we forget, is that it's not about working harder, but working smarter, using our time more efficiently, and making sure that we have that downtime, that we have that time to do the things that make us happy, that excite us, and that we're surrounded by other people that are excited about life and want to make a positive impact on the world. So most importantly, I wanted to remind everybody, seize the day, make the best of it, and then let it go. Let it go. Yesterday was yesterday. You can't feel guilty for not doing what it is you set out to do and didn't get done. Don't feel guilty for running out the door and forgetting all the things you were supposed to take with you. Don't feel guilty that you weren't able to show up on the call because whatever it is you were doing. Seize the day, make the best of it, and then start over. Every day is a new day, and it's a new day to make a new difference. And it's a new day for growth, for being productive, a new day to impact the world. And it's just, don't forget that it's your time. So take your time, do the things that you want to do that are important to you. Take that time because it's yours to take. It's nobody else's. And what you do with it is up to you. So don't let the world steal your time away from you. And I think that's my last quote. So I'm going to go ahead and unshare, if that's a word. How do I unshare? Oh, not like that. Stop share. There you go. Sometimes the easy things are the hardest to find. So, but I wanted to share just a little bit more about my story and why this subject was so important to me. When LifeVantage came to me, I had just lost my dad to pancreatic cancer. And it was my first big wake up call that life is short. We only have so much time and we don't know how much time we have. And, I started to realize that a lot of things weren't worth my time, were not important. And it just gave me that, simple perspective of life is short and you don't need to waste it. And I remember scrambling because I had two small kids, on call 24/7, own my own practice. And then I'm trying to be home to take care of my dad. And that was when I really started to value my time because there just didn't seem to be enough of it. And I'd had a few little incidents, like little small injuries. I had a horse break my left hand, and I could still kind of function with my right one, but I definitely had that realization that if I'm not working, I don't have any income. And that even though I owned my own business and that I had accrued a really nice clientele and I was, you know, felt like I was reaching my goals, I still realized I was trading time for money. And so when LifeVantage came to me, it was the right time. It was a time in my life where I needed time and I needed money. And I know that is part of why I looked at the business end of everything. It was, part of my story. And so always remember that when you're sharing LifeVantage with people, it may be their time, or maybe it's their time and they don't even realize it. They don't know it yet. Give them more time. Keep following up. The key here is the timing. And this year, my brother is 40 years old and he was diagnosed with bile duct cancer. He's 40. His kids were 3, 5, and 7. And that's my brother, my baby brother, my nieces, my nephew. And, being the nerdy scientific person that I am, I go to PubMed. I don't recommend that. Because then it's just in black and white that your bad news is even worse than you realized. So fast forward a few months, because he was so young, and the family history of my dad having cancer, his dad having cancer, and then my aunt on that side of the family had breast cancer. They did some genetic testing and he just got the results that he has a mutation in the PALB2 gene. And PALB2, I don't know if you've heard of like the BRCA genes. PALB2 was actually called BRCA3 initially, but it's one of those tumor suppressor genes. We have genes that function to suppress tumors, but when you have a mutation in that gene, then it no longer works like it should. So with my brother being a carrier and got it from one of our parents, assuming it's my father, especially since he has like the Italian variant that's super rare, that means that I have a 50% chance that I have it too. So all of a sudden you get wake up call number 2 or number 3 or number 4, that life is short and you don't know how many days you have. And it really gives you perspective of what's important. And I feel like there's something so huge about that information on a personal level, but it also brought me right back to why I'm doing what I'm doing and sharing what I know. Because those gene mutations happen because those genes were damaged, right? So what causes damage? Oxidative stress. Oxidative stress, free radicals, are damaging DNA. So why was it important for LifeVantage and Protandim to come into my life 6 years ago, 5 years ago, whenever it was? Why was it important for me to start taking Protandim? I was healthy. I was young. I was still in like superwoman stupidity mode where I thought that, I could conquer all because I had put my body and myself through all this crap my entire life. And I just thought, just plow through it. That's what strong people do. And it came at a point in my life where I wasn't able or willing to slow down. I wasn't wise enough to know that I can't keep doing what I'm doing. But I had just enough information that I knew I needed to take it every day. And do you know how grateful I am that I take it every day and that it came to me when it came to me? And it's just, this isn't a mutation that happened in me. I inherited it. It was oxidative stress in my great grandparents. And so when you're taking care of yourself and your body and your mind and your person that you are today on this planet, you are not just impacting you. You're not just impacting your kids. You are impacting generations to come. So it just really, it really hit me hard that it's all about time and timing. We are here to have a positive impact on the people around us, the people that we love. And I'm so grateful for the people that have come into my life through LifeVantage that have shared with me what I needed to know when I needed to know it, even though I didn't know that I needed to know it. So just trust that time is on your side, that it is your time, and that timing is everything. And that I love y'all. And I appreciate you guys so much. And we're just a couple minutes short. I was going to invite people to just like share how they squeeze things into the nooks and crannies. So if there's anything you guys want to share about the timing and when it came into your life and how it impacted your life or whatever it is, feel free to jump on. If not, we'll stop the recording. Okay, everybody's quiet. Oh, I hope you guys are gonna write down your plan for tomorrow. I know I am. I'm working on it. So.
Alice, I just love you. I just wanted to say that. Thank you so much. You're always so inspirational and you're just speak from your heart and just so authentic. And I just admire you for just being so consistent and so persistent and always just leading with your heart in everything you do. So, and I love your time hacks. I like the dry erase. I write things down when I think about it, but the problem is I write it on a little scratch piece of paper and I lose it. Yeah. So I'm like, I like the dry erase board because that's hard to lose. So
yeah, it's awesome. Ask Christy. So Christy bought these, like they come in big sheets and you cut them to the shape that you want and you just stick them in your car. And
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and she Velcroed. See, Christy takes care of me because she knows I can't take care of myself. So, but like I have a dry erase marker Velcroed right above it, and it stays right there. And every time I think of something that I need to do that's important that I've been putting off, it goes on that dry erase marker thing, and it stares at me every day. Such a great
idea because you're seeing it. It's right in front of your face. Like that is such a great idea. Good job, Christy.
That's the thing is it's like not work harder, it's work smarter. Make it easy for yourself. If it's not easy, then you won't be able to make it happen, you know. And otherwise, unless you have this gigantic why that is like nagging you constantly. But even when you have a big why, if it's too hard and it takes too many steps, you're not going to get it done. I think that's what I finally figured out, is that I have to make things simple and easy for myself. If not, I'm just disappointed, you know? So
totally. So true. Well, great job. Great call.
It's a little loud here, but I just wanted to say, thank you so much. It was wonderful you said, and I love writing things down because I'm always like trying to get my system down better. Anyway, but I just want to say on Saturday morning, I was like kind of laying it low a little bit, but got up kind of early. And I commented on somebody's, you know, how they left their music. Anyway, it was like commenting on somebody I talked to a year and a half ago. And so then she replied back and I replied to me commenting about her post. Anyway, and then she's like, now what is, however, we kind of interacted a little bit. And then she's asking me, you know, what I was doing. There was something she was asking. I said, well, why don't we just get on the phone? She's like, sure. It's Saturday morning. So it was just really nice. So we got on the phone, we started talking, never had before. And we just started talking about Interrupt 2. I told her my experience. And then she's like, anyway, I'm just saying, like, that follow up there, or getting all organized, just follow up with people where you don't even realize and you just stay in their lives. And then she's like, yeah, I want to try the Interrupt 2, totally. And so it was kind of fun because she ordered, and that was just neat. Who knows what that will become, but it was really nice to interact and just like, why don't we just get on the phone? Why don't we just actually use the phone and talk, and not just text, and actually talk? Because sometimes we get so used to like just texting, and so it's really important to get on the phone.
No, that's a big deal, because it's not very often that people take the time to pick up the phone and call. So that was so smart, and people want to hear your voice, you know. But it is true though, like that really important key component there was that social media is what kept you connected. And it was
Right.
something that she shared on social media so
Right.
really, I feel like social media is a way for us to kind of automate our follow-ups and our conversations with people, because you're probably not gonna go to bed at night and be like, I'm going to call this person and check on this person. You're not going to have a long list of people, but you know that our phones are such a powerful instrument if we use them wisely. They can also be huge time suckers, and you know, so you have to just be very mindful, and sometimes that's hard. So that's a great story, Sunshine. I can't wait. Is that your new customer that you just got that was on the?
Yeah, it was totally out of the nowhere. I had no idea that was coming, but she's like, I want to try it. And what's neat is that she's, you know, teaches a lot of classes, and so she reaches out to lots of people. So anyway, she's like, you know, I'm a medical intuitive. I'm like, oh, good, whatever that means. Like, see what it says, you know.
That's
great.
awesome.
Teaching classes, go tell them about it, whatever it is.
Well, and her intuition told her to contact you, so that's awesome.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know, we're supposed to connect. So anyway, it's all happening for a reason. We don't necessarily know why.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Sunshine.
Yes, thank you.
All right, everybody. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and stop the recording. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you for jumping on and for being here with us, whether it's live or on the recording, and we'll see you next time.